Hello, I'm Jenni Spangler and this is my stay-at-home Shelfie for Waterstones. This is my book, The Vanishing Trick, out on the 30th of April. It's a spooky Victorian tale which follows Leander, an orphan who secretly lives in the library of a crumbling stately home. All Leander really wants is a home and a family, and he thinks he might have found that when he's offered a job by Madame Pinchbeck, a mysterious travelling medium who goes around the country conjuring ghosts for rich people. But it's a trap. Leander is now captured in one of her magical cabinets, and along with two other captive children, Charlotte and Felix, Leander must find a way to escape before one of them disappears forever. Now I'd like to show you some of the books that inspired me on my journey to become a writer. The Wolves of Willoughby Chase by Joan Aiken. I read this when I was about 8 years old and it has stayed with me ever since. It's an incredibly atmospheric book with real rich, deep language. The two children who stand by each other through the worst of circumstances are amazing, and the villain, the governess Miss Slycarp, still haunts my dreams to these days. It's a historical story, although technically it takes place in a period in history that never really happened, but it's just packed with detail that make you feel you really step back in time. When I was writing The Vanishing Trick, at some points it felt like I was writing a love letter to Joan Aiken and the Wolves of Willoughby Chase. My second choice for inspiring books is the Horrible Histories series. This is the Blitz Brits, but I had them all as a child. We have them all now for my children. And it was really these books that brought history to life for me because they dug into the weird stuff, the strange stuff, the funny stuff, the gross stuff in a way that you just don't get in history lessons at school. They're still great. I could still read them now quite happily. And even better, my children love these books, so it's something that we connect with over the time. My last book is a bit of a cheat because it wasn't around when I was a child, or at least not in this format, and it's Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, as illustrated by Jack Noel. This book is so lovely, I just want to give it a hug. I've always loved Great Expectations. It was my first taste of the Gothic. It has the lady in her crumbling house in her wedding dress surrounded by a decaying wedding feast. It has the convict on the moors, it has graveyards. It's just an incredible story that I absolutely love. I didn't discover it until I was probably 14 or 15, but Jack Noel has done something really amazing here and made it accessible to much younger readers with his incredible illustrations, which just lay the book out like a middle grade funny and just make it so much easier to understand and to swallow. You know, I like to think that I understand Great Expectations without it, but the pictures just add so much. I find myself giggling as I'm reading through. I think it's amazing that he's preserved the original language at the same time as making this book incredibly child-friendly, and I want to buy it for everyone I know. So those are my 3 books. That's my Shelfie. Stay safe, and thank you.